Welcome everybody to the
Crazy Meatballs!
Board Game Podcast. I'm Raiden.
I'm Ryan.
This is our special guest.
I'm Eric.
Welcome, Eric. Welcome to our show. You know what's crazy? We've actually done this show for a month now.
And we've been consistent.
Yeah, that's something important too. Being consistent.
That's cool, I guess.
That is cool. That is cool. Hey, Eric, have you ever wondered what it is like to be a Disney villain?
No.
No.
Are you a Disney villain?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. What about you? What about you, Ryan? Do you ever wonder what it's like to be a Disney villain?
Oh no, I'm always the hero.
Oh,
What about you?
I guess
Raiden?
I'm just the villain, living life. Well, if you ever wondered what it was like to be a Disney villain, now you can in this game that we're going to talk about this week, Disney's Villainous.
We love Villainous.
Yeah, let's get right into it. Once we get to the point where every player is ready to play, it goes as such. Each player must choose a villain. In the base game, it comes with 6. Those 6 are
Captain Hook, Jafar, Prince John, Maleficent, Queen of Hearts, and
so Maleficent,
Ursula.
Captain Hook, Ursula, Prince John, Jafar, Queen of Hearts. Once every person has chosen their respective villain, they each come with the player board. We have already gone through the process of choosing which villains we wanted to play as, so we are choosing Prince John, Jafar, and Captain Hook. Whatever other villains you are not playing with, feel free to just put them back in the box or off to the side so they don't get lost. On each person's player board, it looks a little bit different depending on the location. It is called a realm, so the realm of your villain. Each realm consists of 4 locations. They have a top side and a bottom side. That will become important once we begin play. Each deck, or each character, comes with 2 separate decks, white cards, and then the color of your pawn cards. Or if you are colorblind, it does say on the bottom of the card what villain it should be. The other thing that you must get out is the power tokens. This is your in-game currency. If you are playing with more than 6 people or 4 people, 4 to 6 players, you get out your fate token. And then every character comes with their character pamphlet that explains how to play that character and explains your goals. And then they have the player aids. Once you get those out, you are ready to play. Play starts with whoever wants to go first. It doesn't really matter. There is no special rule to determine who goes first in this game. So we'll have Eric go first just to show what it's like. Last part of setup is each of your character pawns starts on the first realm of the location.
And before everything starts, depending on your turn order, people start with different amounts of power. First player starts with no power. Second player starts with 1. Third player starts with 2.
Fourth player starts with 2. Fifth player starts with 3, and sixth player starts with 3.
Yeah.
So, Eric, on your first turn, you will take your respective pawn and move it to any location that you want.
I would go here.
Once he gets to said location, he gets to do any of the actions that are listed on the player board. The actions will be read off by Ryan.
So these actions, each one of these areas in your villain's realm will have a number of combination of actions that can go there. So it could be any one of these. For example, starting on this tile, it happens to have 2 of these, which is the symbol of play a card. So as long as these are uncovered, you can play a card from your hand. So each one only, this one allows you to play one card. This allows you to play another card. This fun symbol here matches the power tokens. So this is how kind of like your money or currency when playing your cards. And in this case, he would get 3. This space is for moving items or allies. So when you get people down here inside your realm, that icon lets you move them from one area to another. So you can kind of arrange them. There's also an activate. So some items, you need to activate the items. Yep, you'll see that here with Jafar. So Jafar has a couple of characters like the scarab from the movie. There is the what's the bear's name? Iago. Iago. They'll have, you'll be able to activate their ability, and they'll have that symbol there. We also have move a hero. So during the game, the heroes will come out to stop you. So this would be the symbol here where it moves the hero. There is an attack icon right here where it is called Vanquish, and it helps you to get rid of those heroes that are bugging you in your realm. Like Captain Hook will have Peter Pan or Wendy or Michael getting in the way of him trying to capture Peter Pan. This allows you to discard cards, so you can discard cards and draw more to help you get through your deck as fast as you can. This one right here with the lightning bolt and thunder is for what's called fate. And this is where you hinder your opponents with the heroes. So you will draw from the fate deck, pick 2, and then you will play them. If it's, you pick one and you can play, oh, TikTok, here's the crocodile. Then they can choose to place that person right in the top row here. You'll also notice as they place it here that it covers up those icons. So until this hero is taken care of, these 2 icons are not available. And as soon as he gets rid of it, whether he moves it and it becomes available, those spaces and actions will become available again.
Very good.
Those are all the actions.
Yeah.
Right?
Those are all the actions. On your turn, when you move your character to the specific location in your realm, you get to do all of the actions that are available. So no matter what, you'll be able to do at least 2. Some of the character realms, such as Prince John, will have 3 no matter what.
Yep. And each one of these heroes, so if you grab one of those the pamphlets books, so each one has a pamphlet. So these were the basic rules that we had just gone over, which is the same for every single villain. Every villain will come with its own little book of instructions, which tells you how you can play the villain, and then how you win with the villain, and kind of how your cards and things work. For example, Captain Hook, he is trying to capture Peter Pan and to vanquish him, but in order to do that, he has to find the map so he can find out where Peter Pan is. Then he has to get fated so that Peter Pan comes out. So he has to find Peter Pan in that fate deck and for Peter Pan to come out. And then he has to move and get Peter Pan all the way over here, and then he has to have enough pirates and allies to be able to vanquish Peter Pan. So, and that's all in here and tells you how to do that and how those work. Another example is Jafar. You have to go in, you have to find the scarab so you can get to the Cave of Wonders. You have to find the genie, and then you have to find the lamp. Then you have to bring that lamp and bring it all the way back to the Sultan's palace through there. Prince John is just greedy. He wants all the power for himself. So with Prince John, he's trying to collect that power. But when you read about his thing, is that it costs power to do things. So you're always kind of spending to protect yourself, but you want to keep it and save it because you want all the power that you can get. And all of the instructions for each hero or each villain will be inside this pamphlet and tell you exactly what you need to do. So it's always, if it's new to somebody, it's always good to kind of go over that at the beginning and walk somebody through it.
In your respective character cards, once again based off of color or if you are colorblind, it does have the name of your villain underneath. There is 4 types of cards in most of them that Eric will gladly tell you about.
There is effects, which are usually just one-time uses. When you play them, they are just go straight to your discard. There are conditions, and what are conditions are cards that you can play on other people's turns when they meet the condition at the top right here. Like during their turn, if another player defeats a hero with strength of 4 or more, you may play Obsession. And there are items which you actually play down below. And all item cards have different effects. Like this one makes it so the location gives you an extra power. And then there's allies. Those are also permanent, where you place them down below, but those are used mainly to help vanquish like heroes like TikTok.
In order to play these cards, you will have to go to a location that has these play cards icons on them. Most of the cards will have a cost at the top right corner. That's how much power you must pay. And then if it's an item or an ally, you can play to any location. If it's an effect, it just goes to your discard. Same with the condition. When you want to activate a card, you must go to the activate spot. Then you can activate any card in your realm. It does not have to be underneath that location. If you want to fate somebody, you get to choose any of your opponents to fate. You'll take the top 2 cards, play one to the top of their location. If you are playing with 4 or more people, the person that just got fated takes this fate token. You can find it by matching the symbols, and you put it on top of their fate deck, meaning they cannot be fated the next person's turn. So it makes it a little bit more fair if you're playing with less than 4 people.
5 or 6 people.
5 or 6 people, yeah. Good thing Eric's smart and I'm not. Moving an item or an ally, you can move them to any location in your realm. Moving a hero, you can move only an adjacent space. Vanquishing, in order to vanquish, all of your heroes and allies will have this number in the bottom left corner. Those is what their power is. You must have equal or higher power in order to vanquish said hero. Whatever allies and items you use to vanquish the hero must be discarded unless card otherwise says so. Discarding a card, you discard any amount of cards in your hand, and then to signify the end of your turn, you will draw back up to 4 cards. And then play goes to the next person. There is no limit in the amount of power you can have. Some of the characters are slower to gain power than others, but you can have as much of it as you want. You cannot go to the same location that your pawn is standing at unless you play a card that says so. Like Maleficent has a card that allows her to stay at that location. You must always move your pawn. If you run out of cards in your deck or your fate deck, you just take the discard, shuffle them back up. It's pretty simple.
Any other rules we missed, Eric?
No.
This game is pretty simple. It takes about a half hour to play, depending on the amount of players you have.
I highly recommend not playing more than 4. The game will drag on and on because it takes everybody's trying to do their turn. They're trying to learn their characters, and even if everybody knows their turn, there's a lot of downtime if you have more than 4 players. 4, in my opinion,
is the sweet spot.
Is the sweet spot, is the max. I mean, it plays well at 2, plays well at 3, and 4 is great. But anything larger than that takes way too long. I mean, there was one game
we played for like 4 hours. or longer because we played with 6.
Was it
No, we
with
played with
6?
all 8. Even though the game recommends only playing with 6, the cool thing about Villainous is all the ones that say Disney Villainous are cross-compatible. Like expansions, except you can play them as their own games. So, in our family, we have 8 people. We decided to try an 8-player game, and it lasted forever.
And your turn, like, it doesn't even get around to you, and there's too many opportunities for other people to try and stop you, and it just goes on and on and on. So don't play with lots of players. You may want to, may be tempted to. Don't.
We recommend you don't, but if you want to, you can. Fair warning, we do not recommend it. We have tried it.
I mean, we don't control you.
That is true. So, Eric, do you have any experiences playing Villainous that you would like to share?
Yes, very much so.
Please share.
Do you like this game?
I do like playing this game. But
But.
playing with you,
With me?
with you,
With me.
and at least 3 people
3 people.
with my experiences, I hate it.
Why is that?
Because, let me explain. Every time I'm doing well, you somehow fate me and know exactly where I'm going to go next. And if the other person is struggling, you'll only fate me, even if I'm struggling worse.
That's called the brother tax. It happens.
That's not a tax. It's just bullying.
That's okay. Now you know how I feel when all you kids gang up on me all the time.
Well, that's different because you're better than all of us.
Not necessarily.
Yeah,
I like to think I am.
He's not that much better than us. I guess today doesn't count because Dad beat me in every game we played. But remember that? Not this game.
Gotta teach you some humility every once in a while.
You have yet to beat me when I have not let you win, by the way. Just a fun fact that I'm going to casually throw out there.
You didn't let me win that time. You just accidentally gave me the win.
Same thing.
It's not the same.
It is the same. This is Disney's Villainous. It should, in theory, only play to about a half hour and 45 minutes. If everybody is constantly doing their turn and knows what they're going to do. And, it's a fun strategy game that can be very competitive.
It's very fun. Take it. Be lighthearted about it. Don't be too serious. And you'll have a lot of fun and a lot of memories that get created with this.
Some of the, fair warning, some of the characters are slightly harder than the other ones to understand, like Jafar.
Compared to Prince John.
Prince John. Prince John, you just sit there and collect power, where Jafar, you constantly have to be moving, cycling through your deck to find the lamp and Iago and all that fun stuff. But once you get the hang of it, every character plays about the same. There's not that many rules and differences. You got anything else to add?
No, this thing's great. This is definitely a crazy Meeple recommended game.
I like that. That's a good one. I like that. We're gonna start doing that. You got anything else to add, sir?
No.
Any more experiences you want to talk about?
Should we call it the Eric seal of approval?
Well, I think it's great.
Do you recommend this game?
Yes.
So we got the Crazy Meeples seal of approval.
Just don't play with your older brother, I guess.
The Crazy Meeples. Eric seal of approval.
That's all we got for today's episode. One thing to remember, guys, is friends and family that game together, stay together.
I'm Ryan.
I'm Braden.
I'm Eric.
Thanks, Eric, for coming.
Thanks, Eric, for coming.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome, sir. This is the Crazy Meeples Board Game Podcast. We'll see you guys next week.
All right, see you next week.